Yes, I am going to keep talking about this because it is a hot button topic. Honestly, it's the biggest topic throughout this entire series. So if you guys are saying I'm quote unquote milking it, doesn't matter. I'm still going to talk about it because this is what everybody's thinking about. This is what everybody is wondering when it comes to this series right now. It's the biggest topic, so we're going to talk about it. And as of now, the referees in Vegas tonight have not yet been announced. Will it be Chris Lee and Dan O'Rourke? Well, the last game when they announced that they were going to keep the same referees from Game 3, that being Chris Lee and Dan O'Rourke, I said, you know what? Game 4 is going to be a lot better for the Habs. They know they missed a couple of really bad calls on the Montreal Canadiens in Game 3. I'm sure they're going to try to be better and hold themselves to a higher standard for Game 4. Did that happen? Nope. And a ton of people, Habs fans on Twitter mostly, are throwing out some statistics like, I think somebody said that on average, Chris Lee from 1999 to 2020 was 14% more likely to call a penalty on the Montreal Canadiens than any other team, and they're using that to suggest that he has a clear bias against the Montreal Canadiens, and I will admit that at times it has seemed like that, truly at times in this series, but there's also been some missed calls for Vegas as well, and yes, not as many as on the Habs side, but it's just... It's like, of course, a part of it might be some bias to the Montreal Canadiens, but more so, it's just poor officiating across the board for both teams. That's more what this is in my mind. It was just poor officiating no matter who you cheer for. And this thing is becoming such a hot topic that even the players are getting asked about it in their interviews. They all got asked about it yesterday, and Gallagher came out like, you know what, we're just going to control what we can control. You guys saw the game. You know what happened. You're asking that question for a reason. And, they all said the right things. Perry didn't want to comment on it. So the players are saying the right things, but hey, Gary Bettman, the league, even the officials, the referees themselves, they have to know that the heat's getting turned up here, okay? People are starting to get onto this and keep this as a storyline and keep an even closer eye on the refereeing than usual. I mean, everybody complains about the refereeing in the NHL all the time, and for good reason most of the time. But, dude, this one... Like, even Elliot Friedman was saying, like, he was getting texts from players, coaches, GMs, staff about the officiating, stuff that he hasn't seen in years, okay? And I've seen so many people say that this is some really questionable officiating, some of the worst they've seen in decades. So this is something that the heat's getting turned up here, okay? There's a lot of eyeballs on this, so I think that the officials, they have to know. Whoever it is tonight, whether it's Chris Lee and Dan O'Rourke or not, the referees have to know that there's a lot of heat now on the officiating in this series, and they have to call a fair game, and they have to make their calls make sense. Because I don't want, honestly, truly, I don't want to make another video talking about poor officiating here. I'm hoping this gets cleared up tonight. I'm hoping the refs know, like, oh, we don't want to be in the news cycle for another 2-3 days about this game and people criticizing our officiating. Let's make sure we call a good, fair game tonight. What does that mean? It means that if you're going to let the calls go, let them all go. Okay, don't just let him go for one team. No discrepancy. No, oh yeah, you let a hit from behind go. You don't call a penalty on that, but you call a ticky-tack little hook that wouldn't even be called on a Tuesday in the regular season. This is what I mean. Keep a good, fair standard here. If you're going to call something, fine. Call it for both teams exactly the same. But if you're not, keep it fair and keep the standard. So yeah, look, this has been, again, all over Twitter for the better part of a week almost now, seriously. So, I mean, a lot of people are going to be watching, and I would be shocked if the level of officiating was as poor as it's been the last two games tonight, because they know, Bettman even must know what this is all about right now. Truly, I would be shocked. And I think the referees will probably be better tonight. Watch me bite my tongue. Maybe I come back in a few hours and like, oh my God, that was terrible. But I hope that that doesn't happen. I hope that it was... Because look, they'll never come out and say it. The referees don't have to, have interviews. They don't have to answer to the media like the players and the coaches do. So you'll never know. But I'm hoping internally, between themselves, in private, there was a little bit of a wake-up call like, hey, we're getting kind of embarrassed out here in the media here. Let's clean this thing up. But yeah, guys, that'll do for this one. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, the whole deal, notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.